One to go as they come by. We'll be racing at Darlington in one lap. And Darrell, every race we've seen so far this year, after the green flag, everybody's fought for the bottom of the racetrack. That probably won't be the case here.
No, here you're just going to see a lot of fighting. They're going to be fighting for any space they can find, because there's just not enough room on this joint for 43 cars. That's the hard thing, Mike. You practice, kind of out there alone all the time. All of a sudden, you start racing with people, and somebody's right up alongside of you. You say, you can't do that.
How would you like to have been in this race when they started 85 or 90 cars back in the 50s?
Well, according to some folks, I was, but I just want to set it straight that I wasn't.
Michael Waltrip went to the back of the field because his car was damaged heavily in practice, had to go to a backup car. Kurt Busch, a backup engine.
Yeah, Michael Waltrip crashed with about 10 minutes to go in practice. Here's our race analysis. 43 cars. No one had to go home. Only 43 cars here. 293 laps, 400 miles. Tires. There's our key graphic right there. You heard Matt Yoakum talking about that. The strategy is every time the yellow flag comes out, you come to pit road for 4 tires. There's no 2 tire changes here. This place is like a piece of 80 grit sandpaper. Just eats the tires up.
Field in turn 3. Like Atlanta last week, this track was reconfigured. That press box sat in what used to be turn 1. But Highway 151 right behind the track, limited expansion. So they rebuilt the backstretch into the front stretch. And so now the small end of the track is now turns 3 and 4. The big turn is turns 1 and 2. St. Patrick's Day tomorrow. Instead of wearing of the green here, Darrell, we're going to be waving of the green.
Okay, old Waltrip, just reach up there. As I tell you, pull those belts tight.
All right. Oh, boogity, oh, boogity, oh, boogity. Let's go racing, oh, boys.
There you heard Mike Joy talking about it, the high line. Ryan Newman in the 12th car. He gets a jump on Elliott Sadler through 1 and 2 and pulls him down the backstretch.
Yeah, Ryan just had to, had the right. He was up there on the outside. That's where you want to be going into turn 1, and it paid off. But here comes Elliott charging back on the inside. Got that Yates horsepower wound up, and he's going for the lead. Right there, folks, is where you've got to let up. The guy on the outside has got to let the guy on the inside go, or you'll wreck. You can't go through there too wide. About the best thing you can hope for when you go into turn 1 is that guy will push up and you can put the crossover move on him.
Sure, we'll see that a lot today.
Oh, yeah.
Matt Kenseth did not get off to a particularly good start, but it doesn't appear there's anything wrong with his car. Just being a little cautious and letting tires come up to temperature and pressure.
That's the whole thing here. It's always being cautious. Don't put yourself in a position where somebody can wreck you.
And you can go out there and you can run your car hard in the first 8 or 10 laps, but you're going to pay the price 30 or 40 laps in the run. You're going to use the good up in those tires way too early.
Jerry Nadeau coming hard in that black Army Pontiac at the bottom of your screen. Took second from Newman, and now he sets sail on the leader.
You don't see many people drive by Ryan Newman, no. I can tell you. Nadeau's pumped, and that Pontiac looks good this weekend. It's the best we've seen a Pontiac run so far this year.
Only 1 top 10 finish for a Pontiac in the first 4 races.
Jeff Gordon drops under Jimmy Spencer, who may have brushed the wall at turn 1.
And you see Sterling was right there, and because Jimmy got in trouble, Sterling had to lift, and it almost got Sterling in trouble. Coming off a 2 over there is a treacherous place.
Rusty Wallace underneath Ward Burton. This is for 8th place.
He's been getting about a car a lap. He is definitely on the move.
Things happen quick right now with all these cars bunched up. Got to be real cautious, but you want to pounce on a guy when you get an opportunity.
You were riding with Dale Earnhardt Jr. there in the 8 car. He started 16th. He's all the way up to 10th, so he's on the move as well.
Jimmy Johnson just moved past Todd Bodine to take over 11 in the number 48.
And I know none of us picked Jimmy Johnson in our picks, but I'm going to tell you, he was maybe one of the best cars in that final practice yesterday, the 48 car.
Yeah, I think the 48 and the 20